The House had a busy week on Capitol Hill, passing legislation that protects same-sex marriage and interracial marriage, as well as a Democratic bill to codify the right to contraception. But the fight doesn't stop at the federal level. On August 2nd, Kansas will be the first state to vote on abortion rights since Roe v. Wade was overturned. Residents will decide on a proposed constitutional amendment that would clear a path for its Republican-controlled legislature to ban abortion. The outcome could be a bellwether for several other states set to vote on the issue later this year. Joining me now is Congresswoman Sharice Davids of Kansas. Congresswoman Davids, welcome back to the Sunday Show.
Good to see you, Jonathan.
So right now, abortion is legal in Kansas. How could this upcoming vote on abortion rights change that?
Well, first, I think first I want to just kind of acknowledge how scared so many people are and the anxiety that people are feeling post the Dobbs decision. And with Kansas being the first state to have people actually vote on this specific issue, I think what we're going to see is, first of all, a lot of people showing up and making their voices heard. And it's definitely something the Kansas legislature has demonstrated previously that they are pretty extreme on this issue. And were it not for our constitutional protection here in Kansas to access abortion, they would have already passed one of these extreme bills. And so if this constitutional amendment were to pass, it would open the door to these extreme, to an extreme ban. And I say open the door, they've already tried to go through that door. They just have been locked out. And now with this constitutional amendment, we have the opportunity to continue to keep that door closed.
Well, in terms of extremism, anti-abortion groups pushing the amendment were caught on tape last week saying they would push legislation that would, quote, criminalize all abortions from the moment of fertilization until birth. Knowing about these extreme ideas that they have, these extreme plans, how are you preparing to fight that?
I mean, a couple of things. One, I can tell you that there are so many people who are working really, really hard to ensure that politicians are not the ones making their healthcare decisions for them. And that's really important to the folks here at home in Kansas. And the second thing I think is really important to note is that, I've already beaten two opponents who are extreme on this issue. And I have an opponent now who I beat last time, who has supported exactly these kinds of bills before and does not support, actually, she supports extreme bans, even in the case of rape and incest. And I think that what we're seeing is the true colors of so many folks who, for a long time, have pretended that they wanted anything but this. So we have got to beat back this constitutional amendment, because it's going to be really important.
So on that point, correct me if I'm wrong, early voting on this amendment question has already started. And as the only Democrat in the Kansas congressional delegation, I'm wondering, how are you convincing your constituents to vote no?
Well, a couple of things I think are really important. First of all, I'm going to vote early tomorrow. And I am also encouraging folks to reach out to their friends, their families. We have tons of canvassing events going on. We have really seen just tons of activism, engagement, and rightfully so. I talked to a doctor yesterday who lives in my district but works on the Missouri side, who has said that they are concerned about even prescribing Plan B. So we're not just talking about the full range of reproductive services, meaning abortion. We're also talking about everything from contraception to abortion.
Right. So on that front, I mean, the House voted to codify the right to contraception last week, but the House also, and you were a leader in this effort, passed a bill that would codify the right to same-sex marriage nationwide. Why was it important to do that?
It was important for so many reasons, including making sure that a bill like the Defense of Marriage Act was repealed, because although it wasn't the law of the land anymore, it continues to be on the books. So we need to get that repealed. And then also, we need to make sure that the folks who have been so concerned about their marriage being not respected, not recognized, is respected and recognized, and that people have the full protection, equal rights under the law that everyone else does, no matter what state they're in the United States.
Congresswoman Sherriff, go ahead.
No, I'm so sorry, but I have to mention that we saw 47 Republicans in the House vote in favor of protecting our LGBTQ plus families, and I think that gives me optimism that we'll see more support in the Senate.